Good Friday afternoon, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Jake Carstens here with a 4 FSU weather update. We're going to preview a weekend as well as your Memorial Day activities. But first, we actually have some tropical activity out here, so we'll call this our little tropical update, our first one of this summer term here. We see Invest 91 sitting out in the Atlantic Ocean right now. Let me step out of the way for you to show it right here. This big cluster of thunderstorms right over here, this infrared satellite really shows the cloud tops, basically. When you see these yellows and these reds, you're talking about much higher clouds with these big-time thunderstorms associated with them here. So again, a low-pressure center right off the coast here, pretty far away from any American landmass as of now. But that's going to inch its way closer into the Carolinas, particularly as the next few days go on. We're giving that a 90% chance of formation, according to the National Hurricane Center, over the next 48 hours. So we very well could be seeing Tropical Storm Bonnie here. Actually, let me step the other way for you here. We've already had Alex come through. That was back in January, if you don't remember that already. It was pretty interesting event there to see a Category 1 hurricane firing up that early in the year, or we can even consider it to be that late in the last hurricane season. Again, if this were to develop into a storm, which is getting to be pretty likely here, this would be called Bonnie, and then we have all these other names to go through as the rest of the season carries on. But for now, around Tallahassee, we're sitting pretty. 88 degrees right now under mostly cloudy skies. Sorry about that. Dew point sitting at 57 degrees. Humidity's creeping up just a little bit from what we've had over the past couple of days. That's going to be continuing as the next couple of days go on into the early part of next week. Winds are pretty high out there, gusting up to 17 miles per hour out of the east. Now, these temperatures are staying high, of course. 88 around here in Tallahassee, 86 in Quincy, 87 or northwest in Mariana. A little bit cooler, of course, by the water. You see those lower 80s over by Apalachicola and Carabel. That radar's been spotless all day. Of course, you see the little green specks here. The radar's picking up some other stuff. It's really not any kind of rainfall. And that's been the case really all week here. We've been basically seeing that sunshine hanging around ever since Sunday and Monday. So staying good for the next couple of days as well. Water vapor showing you how dry the air is right around here. See those oranges indicating that dry air up in the upper levels. You don't really have a lot of fuel there to have any kind of big time cloud production. So you have seen some partly to mostly cloudy skies over the past couple of days. Those have been those fair weather cumulus clouds that you're pretty accustomed to seeing during the summertime. Now let's set this futurecast radar into motion here. See how the next couple of days are going to play out. Tallahassee's in a bubble of dry basically. You see these storms trying to fire up out to the west in parts of Mississippi and Louisiana, even off towards Texas, but again, slowly creeping their way towards the east, but not affecting our area anytime on Saturday, and that's going to be holding true as we go into Saturday night. Again, you see some storms trying to fire up in South Florida as well. That's more of that garden variety stuff they always see down there. We typically see it, but we're in a dry air mass right now, and that's going to be sticking around at least for the next day or two. Tonight, 66 degrees in Tallahassee, 68 in St. Marks, 65 to our north of Thomasville. Mostly clear skies once again, so that's why you see those temperatures still dipping down into those 60s with that light breeze coming out of the east about 5 miles per hour. Beach day tomorrow is looking good as well. So winds coming out of the south from 5 to 10. A little bit higher surf, 2 to 3 feet. That water's all getting up near that 80-degree mark. The big concern for you is going to be that sunshine out there. So you're going to want to be sure to bring the sunscreen and stay hydrated if you're going to be out on the beach. We're calling for a UV index of about an 8, which, you know, is obviously pretty big risk for some sunburn out there. Another good day for golf as well. I'll give it a 5 out of 5 here. Good scoring weather. You see that light breeze at 5 miles per hour. Not really going to be blowing the ball around too much when it's up in the air. As long as you prepare for that heat, maybe invest in a golf cart, pay that fee for it, it's all right. It's going to be a great day to get out in the course, and of course, really the entire weekend is going to be looking the same. Those temperatures hanging around the 90-degree point. For tomorrow, calling for a 10% chance of rain. You never know if a little sea breeze storm pops up with those winds coming out of the south near the waters. Otherwise, mostly sunny conditions, 90 degrees in Tallahassee, 89 Monticello, 86 down in Carabel. So mid to upper 80s and even a couple of 90s as we go throughout the day tomorrow. And for the remaining 7 days here, we're seeing these 90s sticking around Sunday. Mostly sunny skies, 92 degrees. For Memorial Day, it'll still be dry out there. We're calling for a 20% chance of rain. That's going to be increasing Tuesday, Wednesday. Mid parts of next week is when we're going to see more of that typical scattered shower and thunderstorm activity that we're accustomed to seeing in Florida. But as you can see, those high temperatures are staying up there. We're sticking in the 90s, and it's going to be a pretty interesting week ahead here. So have a good weekend, everybody.